to my situation over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost, I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
So, after months of silence, disappearing off social media, and pretending everything was peaceful, Sharina Hudson is reportedly broke, hiding, and no longer living the soft life she signed up for. And the wildest part? People close to the situation say Kevin Hunter dipped on her the same way he ditched Wendy, except now there's no TV show, no alimony, and no extra cash coming in. And y'all, the things Sharina has allegedly been doing to stay afloat? We need to talk about it, because this rabbit hole goes way deeper than Kevin left her. It looks like Wendy's downfall ended up becoming Kevin and Sharina's downfall too. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment if you love this kind of content. All right, let's dive in. Once Wendy's show ended and her income dried up, everything around Kevin started collapsing fast. He'd been living like those checks would last forever. The restaurants, the cars, the trips, the whole lifestyle he built with Sharina. And remember, Kevin didn't exactly ease Sharina into anything. He reportedly promised her a future of stability, a house, and a life funded by Wendy's work. Sharina believed that. She really thought she'd stepped into a permanent upgrade. But the moment Wendy's contract ended, so did his alimony. And that one clause in their divorce, the one that stops payments if her show gets canceled, ended up being the thing that saved Wendy and destroyed Kevin's entire setup. From that point on, Kevin had no real income stream. He tried the open a business route. He tried the lawsuits. He tried blaming everyone except himself. But nothing made the money reappear. And as the financial pressure kicked in, Sharina started falling off the grid. Her social media turned private. The soft life outfits disappeared. And the girl who used to post brunch photos suddenly went silent for months.
That it was not till death do us part.
And it wasn't just an incident. I mean, the relationship that Kevin had with this woman went on for...
No. Kevin was a serial cheater. Kevin had different mistresses depending on, the part of his life. This last one was the one that he had the longest term relationship with.
Kevin had gone to LA for business. And I hired a PI. Yes, I did. I hired a PI to follow my husband. And this guy is telling me that Kevin is in Miami with the girl. This is where you show the picture of them on the beach. You know the picture where she's going to the camera and he's laying there on the cell phone like they're chilling like a couple. You understand what I'm saying? The PI was taking pictures of them going to the gym, going to dinner, her with Gucci, Poochie, and Lucci. And I was Googling, and I'm seeing all, like, the Daily Mail did an excellent job. Like, bloggers were doing a great job. And so, this backwoods Barbie, he was tricking up money. She's in the passenger seat of my roll.
When the money stopped, Kevin did everything except get a job. He filed lawsuits against Wendy, against her team, against the bank, against the Guardian. Every single time he tried to reach back into Wendy's pockets, and the courts were like, no. One filing was tossed out so quickly the judge barely blinked. Another one painted a messy picture of just how desperate he had become, claiming he couldn't afford basic bills, HOA fees, or the luxury car insurance he used to brag about. Then he tried a bigger move. Earlier this year, he filed a lawsuit demanding hundreds of millions, saying Wendy's rights were violated and he was somehow owed money too. According to legal reporters following the case, the filing read more like a personal vent session than an actual claim. And that's when Sharina's situation started to shift. Because the lifestyle she walked into suddenly didn't exist. They were reportedly behind on bills. They were trying to sell the house, and the relationship pressure hit hard. The Sharina we saw before, the one walking into restaurants with designer bags, hosting spa days, celebrating birthdays like she was on a reality show, was suddenly gone. After the lawsuits got public, she pulled back completely. People who followed her online noticed the switch immediately. No new photos, no aesthetic posts, no quotes, No lavish baby content, just silence. And you know what that usually means in influencer world: money problems. Behind the scenes, sources started whispering that Sharina was stressed because the entire reason she got with Kevin, the comfortable life, was falling apart. And reportedly, she had to start working again. Not side projects, not passion hobbies, actual work. When she finally reappeared online, she came back with a totally different image. No glam, no luxury, no bragging. Instead, she was suddenly promoting her vegan food business, offering real estate services in Florida, selling a gut health product she made at home, trying to book clients for anything she could manage. This was a woman in survival mode. People who used to drag Wendy for not fighting for her man were now watching Sharina scramble to keep the lights on. She even allegedly moved back with her mother for a while to stabilize her finances. The same woman who once thought she would permanently level up, now downsizing her entire life. And this is where the rumors about Kevin started to get loud.
And again, this is respectfully, because I know you've moved on and you have a brand new situation, and I understand that. But if the question was asked to you, do you still have love for Wendy?
Of course. Of course. Of course. I have an enormous amount of love for her. And I want to see her succeed. And I want to see her find love again. I take accountability for my role. But what I needed at the time, because I was running 100 miles an hour, and I was so much of a strong support structure for her and all the dreams that she wanted to accomplish, I needed somebody for me.
Now, nothing is officially confirmed, so take this part as allegedly. But multiple insiders online started saying the same thing. Kevin and Sharina aren't together anymore. People close to them claim they were arguing constantly about money Kevin wasn't paying child support. He was frustrated that Sharina couldn't bring in money fast enough. She was frustrated that he couldn't provide what he promised. And when the house went up for sale and Kevin started defaulting on loans, that was the breaking point. Some say Sharina left. Some say Kevin dipped. Either way, the separation rumors make sense because their public behavior hasn't matched a couple for months. If Kevin really did walk away, it's the exact same pattern he had with Wendy, except this time he left because the money wasn't coming in, not because he found someone new.
You left your wife. Now, we may not care about her on the show. That's different. But you left your wife. Got you a side piece. Had a baby and was living a whole different life. And evidently Wendy Williams was the real bread maker. Because now you can't live that lifestyle without that check. The grass wasn't greener, huh?
Look, nobody deserves to be dragged through the mud forever. But people haven't forgotten the years Sharina lived comfortably on Wendy's hard work. The trips, the restaurants, the gifts, the whole life she built on someone else's paycheck. And now watching Sharina post discount real estate flyers and homemade supplements, people are calling it karma because the same setup she participated in is the setup that ended up crumbling under her feet. Even longtime Wendy watchers are saying the same thing. She thought she could live off another woman forever. You helped tear down a marriage. Now look, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And listen, for Wendy, this doesn't magically fix everything she went through. But it does mean one thing. Kevin's downfall is no longer affecting her life. She's not paying his bills. She's not supporting his household. She's not responsible for his choices. In a strange way, Wendy did win. Right now, Sharina is out here trying to rebuild her image. Her online presence is basically a marketplace of services. Hire me to cook. Hire me as your agent. Buy my product. Gone are the designer bags. Gone are the cars. Gone is the lifestyle that came from being Kevin's new life. And the saddest part? She really thought Kevin was her ticket to stability. But Kevin couldn't even maintain stability for himself. People who followed this story for years are saying this is exactly what happens when you build your entire future on something shady. Whether you think Sharina deserves sympathy or consequences, it's clear she is starting from scratch. But what do you think? Did Sharina really get blindsided by Kevin the same way Wendy did? Or was this situation always going to end like this? Drop your thoughts down below. I want to hear how you're reading this whole mess. And if you want updates on everything happening with this story and more like it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.